Hi and welcome. Today we're going to make this beachy wall hanging welcome. What I did was I cut all the pieces out and I'm going to put them individually together. Well, this one I'm going to put individually together. And then you could see that these are pieces that go over the cream. My flip-flop and my welcome. I've decided to add it to this, it's kind of large, my sand color circle. You could do it on a canvas with some sandy scenes behind it. You could do it on the board and actually create texture if you'd like to. I just love the idea of the sand behind the wreath, or simply you could just hang this on your wall as is with a pretty ribbon. So you see the first layer is a complete layout so that you know exactly where the letters go. And I haven't decided, but I think I want to really pop dot this part so that when I pop dot it onto the shape, it'll add some extra dimension. I thought also about pop dotting the flip-flop, and once you lay it in here, you can see it falls into the shape. What I also did is I cut two of the flowers out so that when I pop dot these together, it'll pop off the flip-flop a little bit. I think it'll look really pretty. All right, stay with me and I'm gonna start pop dotting and then we'll come right back. So I've added some pop dots to the centers. I don't think I need to go all the way around, but I wanna put these chubby dots onto the letters. And you know, it's obviously too wide. So I love to use non-stick, like Teflon scissors, and I'm just gonna cut pieces and then add them to the letters, mainly again just in the middles. I think the main letters section, like the M, the arch of the E, the arch of the O. I've added my dot dots to the back, and I just need to kind of position it in here. I'm going to start really with, I'm sticky. I'm going to start with the W and this shell here on the left-hand side, and then carefully drop in the right side. And just finger press it down. I also dot dotted the back of the E and the L. And it looks like I'm going to need a little tiny piece on the top of the L. Just to lay that flat. So I pop dotted the starfish. I'm going to lay that in. And the flip-flops, I'm going to lay that in. Nice. In my hand, I have a glue pen, because sometimes to put the smaller pieces in position, certainly the pop dots would be too big, but this glue pen goes on blue and then will dry clear, but it lets me see where my glue actually is going into. So I'm just going to really do it around the edge here, and I don't have to do the whole thing. And then I'm going to just attach it to this. And I cut an extra pink. So I'm gonna lay one under the starfish, and then I'm gonna pop dot this one over it. So again, it gives me some extra dimension. And I'm also going to use the glue stick for these more delicate pieces. The glue pen, I mean. And I'm just gonna make sure that I'm gluing on the right side. It's always good to check, double check. And that goes right in there. So I'm just gonna add the glue. Look how easy that goes on. These pens are Zig, and Zig actually makes several different sizes. I've only ever used the skinny one. But it is very convenient. Let's bring this down a little. And this one goes in here. Make sure all your pieces are cut through. I'm going to lay that in. Pretty. This one goes here. And this one goes into this spot. And again, you can sort of see why I'm using almost a ballpoint pen glue. It's a little delicate. I use 65-pound paper, and I set my blade, I'm using a manual blade on my silhouette. And you could use whatever depth works for the paper you're using, but I love a 65-pound paper. I find that the cut is very smooth. I'm just gonna use the back of my pen here. Now this little piece goes into the center of the sand dollar. But I'm going to put this one on first, and then I can kind of position where I want this maybe a little off center. Again, using the easy stick. And I think just a little curved. You can go back to my reference art. I think I actually have it this way, but I feel like maybe a little turn might be pretty. I'm gonna just turn it a little, oops. Okay. And then I also cut 2 flowers for the same reason that I cut 2 of the shells. I just want to raise that a little bit. So let me put those dots on, and then we can put the rest of it together. I put the first flower down, so it sort of levels up with the height of the flip-flop, and then the second flower over the top just to give it a little extra. You could certainly cut 2 or 3, which would really make it dimensional. I like the 2 though. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to put this one down flat. I also love using easy stick tape. So this one's going under the starfish. And this one will pop dot to the top. And here I'm going to just use two full ones. I don't need to cut them down. Nice. And there you have it. And I can either add it to I have a little hanger up here, and then hang it on my front door, maybe a smaller circle, or a painted canvas behind it. And if you did the painted canvas behind it, you could use this is a 12 by 12. I could do it as a diamond, but I would paint this to be like a sand color, or you can do it straight up, or you can literally add a pretty ribbon to the back of this and hang it on your door. Thanks for watching.